Hi guys, I'm here with Jen. We're at the Squash Centre at Etihad Stadium, which is just behind us. And Jen is a big Manchester City fan, especially of the women's team. And today's video is all going to be about the women's team, looking at last season, a little bit on the World Cup that's just gone by, and the next season to come. So Jenny, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm Jenny, I'm 44, I live locally in Clayton. Been a season card holder for the ladies for the last 3-4 years. Really enjoy going to both home and away games, member of the supporters club. So we have a big following and a lot of banter, the drums and...
Yeah, you were telling me earlier you go to as many away games as you can as well.
Yeah. I managed to do a lot more last season, which was good. I did Chelsea, West Ham. I managed to tick Wembley off my bucket list.
Very nice.
Arsenal, Birmingham. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, and I guess we won most of the games on the road as well.
We did, yeah. Well, the first game against Chelsea was a draw. The last game against Arsenal was a loss, but yeah, we won the other ones.
Yeah, excellent.
So that was good.
Okay. I mean, a lot of fans might not know much about Man City's women team. So do you want to give us a little bit of the history, that you know of?
Yeah,
especially in recent seasons?
Most people think that it didn't start until around 2014, but Manchester City ladies were actually formed in 1988 by Neil Mather, was the guy that got them started then. I don't think they were very successful when they first started. I don't think they even had a kit, but they were rebranded and became Manchester City Women in 2014. And obviously now they play all at the Academy Stadium, which was built especially for the women's and the EDS, the youngsters, and obviously the training facilities for the first team.
We talk about training facilities. We have got some fantastic facilities over there, and I believe you've actually seen some of the facilities.
Just seen some of the behind the scenes. I've never done the stadium tour, but I know people that have, and they all say that it's second to none compared to others that you see.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about last season, about the women's team and what they achieved, because I don't think we had a bad season.
No, it was a good. Well, it wasn't a bad season. I mean, we won 2 cups, so it can't have been that bad. We won the Continental Cup at Bramall Lane, which again I went to that, and we won the FA Cup at Wembley. So I think they were disappointed with the European Cup run, because that came to an end very early, and they would have liked obviously to go all the way in that, but there's always this season. We've got to look on the bright sides.
And the Women's Super League last season, how well did we do there?
We were runners up to eventual winners, which were Arsenal. They just won game, I think 1 point above us. So we were not a million miles behind them. I think one more win we might have just done it, but
so we did a Liverpool.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, something that's happened recently, and a few people have mentioned it, and we've noticed, we're losing a lot of our really top players, and after the Women's World Cup, which we will come on to, we lost Nikita Paris.
Yeah, well, she actually announced it the last day of the season, which I think we all had a feeling it was coming, but we were all gutted. A lot of people were gutted about
she's
that.
A great player.
She's a record holder in the Women's Premier League, top goal scorer, and she did score a lot of goals for us last season, and but we have to just sort of wish her well, and can't fault her for going away.
Who else have we lost recently? I mean, obviously more names than I do.
Well, since the end of the season, we've lost obviously Nikita. She's gone to Lyon. Claire Emsley's gone to America. Jen Beattie's gone.
Didn't we leave somebody else to?
Abby McManus has gone to the other side of Manchester.
What about Tony Duggan? Was that the season before?
Tony Duggan, she's actually just announced that she's leaving Barcelona.
Oh, right.
She went a couple of seasons ago.
So we tend to be, from what I've understood, we're losing players to usually European teams, usually to Lyon. I think we lost a couple of top players to Lyon. And can you briefly explain why you think that's the case?
Because in the English league we have a salary cap or a wage cap, whereas they don't have one in the States and Europe.
Yeah.
So they can sort of pay what they want.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't fault them for wanting to go and
Yeah.
earn a bit of money for what they do.
Yeah, and if you go to Lyon, there's a good chance you're going to win.
You've got to win the Champions League.
Yeah, because Lyon are the team to beat in the
Yeah.
Champions League.
Yeah.
You know, they've obviously well developed the women's side of things there, and like you say, they're paying more money too.
Yeah.
Women's...
They're a good side, Lyon. I mean, you can't fault them for, you know, because they've got some really good players. But yeah, they have taken a few of ours, which has been disappointing.
It's hard, and you know, we were chatting off camera, and we've lost probably 5 or 6 players who would be in the first team.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to recover. But, you know.
Over the years we have, yeah.
Yeah. So I mentioned the World Cup, and obviously, you know, we've had some amazing numbers for the England games. I think there was one game where we had 6 or 7 million. Was it the semi-final? We had up to 11 million people watching that. It's crazy numbers. It's crazy numbers for football, let alone women's football. So do you think that the World Cup, the Women's World Cup, has really put ladies football on the map?
I think well, obviously more people are watching because the numbers are up from 4 years ago. They got quite good numbers 4 years ago in the Women's World Cup. And again, the numbers have gone up from that. So, yeah, I think it's slowly coming back up, but it just needs to be on a level par with the other teams, with the men. And
yeah,
you know.
It's going to be hard to get to the men's level, but I think at least you want that. The minimum you want is that consistency. You don't want it to drop, and with following the World Cup, you want it to stay at a high level and stay in people's minds.
Yeah, I think because you still get people think that ladies can't play football, and you know, you get the kids who, oh, I want to be like Steph Houghton, so you know that they go out, they play on the parks, and there's not a lot of clubs around for young girls, but they're building up now, so you're getting more and more. I mean, I never played football when I was at school. It just wasn't the done thing.
Yeah.
So I was never allowed to play football, but
it's a bit more equal now, isn't it?
it is in schools, yeah.
I mean,
so it's,
aren't young girls allowed to play with young boys up to a certain age?
they are, yeah. I'm not sure what the age is now, but there is more girls' clubs, and Manchester City Supporters Club, the Ladies Supporters Club, sponsor a local team from Tameside of young girls.
Yeah.
So things are going in the right direction.
Yeah. When you see a lot of City, I'm just talking locally here, but when you see a lot of City players playing for England, and they are role models, and the girls around have got, you know, the young girls have got someone to look up to, and it's not just Sergio Aguero or David Silva. You've got your Steph Houghtons, you had your Lucy Bronzes and Nikita Paris and everybody else. So it's got to be good for the ladies' game going forward.
I think one of the games in this World Cup, if Lucy and that was still here, I think we would have had I think it would have been 8 or 9 players, which is nearly a full team. Yeah.
Incredible.
So.
So City ladies running England as well.
Well, yeah. I mean, there is a lot of homegrown talent in City ladies, whereas in the other teams you get quite a few that are, you know. But now you've got the likes of Manchester United coming through and Tottenham coming through with a ladies team.
Yeah. About time too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I'm going to be cynical here, just for a minute. Okay, I've said this before. Man United generally do stuff for money these days. So with the rising star of women's football now, you know, it's more well known, more high profile, there's more money coming into the game. My cynical view is that United are doing it because there's more money in it rather than from an equality stance. City did it years ago, and City have tried I think, especially over recent times, to make it more equal. You know, we talk about equal goals, we talk about togetherness, whereas I still feel United are just doing it because we can make some money out of this.
Yeah, I mean, City have adopted that same City, same passion, so they do sort of treat the ladies' team as if it was the men's team, and I mean, for youngsters to be training around at the academy, you wouldn't get that at any other club, I don't think. The facilities that even the youngsters have got. But yeah, I must admit, I think United have done it because they've seen what City are doing and what sort of Arsenal and Chelsea are doing, and thought, oh yeah, we want a bit of that.
Yeah. There's a lot more money in the game than there was 5 years ago.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've seen the numbers go up in just the time that I've been going to the games.
And if I'm right, a few years ago, even City players weren't full time.
No, they weren't.
Now I think they're all full time, aren't they? Almost all.
Yeah, I think they're all full time now. Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So women's football's on the map, and how some of the ways I think they're going to try and keep the limelight shining on women's football. There's two things. There's going to be, I think, more televised games, and then we've got these double headers. So do you want to tell me about what the double headers are? And how
that's when like you'll get maybe the City ladies playing at, I don't know, 12 o'clock, and then the men will be playing at 3 o'clock. So you can go to the academy, watch the ladies, and then come out and go across and watch the men.
Yeah.
Or it'll be the other way round, depending on kick-off times. And I think they've proved quite, popular in the last season when they tried it a couple of times.
Yeah.
I know they did it with the Chelsea games last year.
We've also got City ladies and other ladies teams. I think the game at Chelsea on the opening weekend of the season, they're going to be played in the big stadium. They're not going to be played in City's case in the CFA. They're going to be played at the Etihad.
Yeah, that's quite exciting. Be nice if we could fill it, but it's probably...
It's Etihad. We can't fill it for the men's, if you listen to other fans.
Well, yeah, this is the problem, you see, because Man United will be straight on it. Oh, it's the Etihad, and it will just be a case of Manchester City won't sell the tickets.
I mean, let's be honest. What would you consider to be a good turnout? We're not going to get anywhere near 50,000. We can accept that. What would you think would be a good turnout? Over 10,000, 12,000?
Yeah, I mean, when you think normally that we're hovering between the 1,000 and 2,000 attendance at regular home games, and this is obviously a bigger game, and I don't know how many tickets that they've actually released up to now. I know that season card holders have got a portion that have been saved, and it is going to be segregated. So you're not going to be sat with United fans.
Well, you don't want to be sat with them.
No, because over at the CFA you do.
Yeah.
There's no sort of segregation. So I don't know. I really. Yeah. I would like to think anywhere around the 10,000, 12,000 would be a really good.
Yeah. I think it's good, and I'll mention it because was it the 7th of September? It's the international break. It's that weekend. It's a Saturday. Off the top of my head, I think it's the 7th. I've got 6 tickets, so I'm taking hopefully my kids and my nieces and nephews, as many as I can, because I want them to see the ladies football women's team, and to show them what equality is, and to show them actually that the standard of women's football is getting better and better and better. And my nieces who want to play, I've got one niece who loves playing sports, any sport, especially football. If she wants to, and she's good enough and she works hard enough, look what's possible.
Yeah, I mean, my sister and her partner brings the kids down to, especially my nephew brings them down to watch the men's game.
Yeah.
So I was saying, why don't you come over for the derby? And I don't know whether because he was going to bring the girls as well, which will be nice because they both enjoy having a kick about with my nephew in the garden.
Yeah.
So.
I would also say that one good thing about the women's game is, from a financial point of view, it's a lot more accessible than the men's.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot cheaper to go and watch a women's game, and over at the CFA last season, and I'm hoping they do the same this season. There was free drinks.
Free drinks, yeah. I've got to be honest. When I saw that, I thought that's a good reason to get a season card.
Yeah, I mean it's it's really good because it does save you a lot.
Yeah.
You know, people can still buy food, which the food it's not as expensive as the Etihad. So you can get sort of a few snacks and pay less than a tenner for a few snacks if
Got to be honest,
there's a family.
if I'd got a season card, I'd have been banned because I drink a lot of tea and coffee. They'd have banned me very quickly. But no, I'm hopeful that the way that the club are promoting the women's team, I'm sure this season, especially with the World Cup and everything that's gone on, that we will increase our following to maybe 2,000 or 3,000 regularly at home.
Yeah, I remember after the last World Cup, the first game that they played after that, the attendance was through the roof.
Yeah.
You know, it was a lot higher. But then, depending on who you're playing, whether the fans will travel up or, you know, if they can be bothered to come from London and sort of that sort of area. But they've just got to keep going with the momentum and, you know, not sort of sit on the laurels and think, oh, it's just going to happen naturally, because it's not.
Keep working at it. Final real question is, final main question, how are we going to do this season?
I'd like to think that we're going to be up there.
Yeah.
I mean, even though we've lost a couple of players, we've still got a quality side, and you know, they've made a few good signings during the summer. We've got Ellen White, who was banging goals in for fun for England. So everybody's sort of looking forward, I think, to seeing her play.
We've got that new girl from Birmingham.
Aoife Mannion, she's a good player. I'm looking forward to seeing her because she is a good defender and she might fill that gap that Jen's left from, you know, leaving.
So it's looking good for this season, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean we've got a mixture of the older players, you know, that can they can steady the ship a little bit and they can teach the younger players coming through, but then we've got the younger players that are coming in, and we've got, I mean, Pauline Bremner, I would imagine, will be back in the team, you know, this season after a bad leg break, and Megan Campbell after her ACL again. But yeah, so we've got, they're like new signings because they didn't play a lot last season.
So to finish with, it looks like it's going to be, you know, a good season, hopefully. More fans at the CFA for the normal games. These double headers and playing at the main stadium can be very helpful. And I think we've got to start the season up with beating the dirty lot from across the...
Oh yeah, we've definitely got to do that, because otherwise we're just going to get rinsed.
Oh no, that'd be a poor way to start the season, losing to them, but fingers crossed we're miles better.
Yeah, I think we will be. I think Nick and the team will want a better run in, not just the league. They'll want to win the league, but they'll want to do better in the Champions League, because that I think that was the major disappointment last season.
So we're looking forward to this new season. Hopefully we'll see Jen around now and again during the season. We'll see you know, how things go for the team and Jen, and how much she contributes to us during the season. But it's been fantastic, and hopefully that's a very good insight for you guys as to the women's team, where it came from, what it's done recently, and hopefully where it's going. And we're going to carry on and be a very successful women's team at Manchester City. So thanks very much for your time, Jen.
Welcome.
And we'll see you throughout the season.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.